Perfect gifts? We've got them at Nordstrom Rack stores now. UGG, Nike, Barefoot Dreams, Kate Spade, New York, and more. Find everything on their wish list, all in one place.
Steve Madden? Yes, please.
It's perfect.
Did we just score?
The greatest gifts of all time? Yeah.
Head to your Nordstrom Rack store to score. Great brands, great prices. The greatest gifts of all time.
Look around. You can find cars like these on AutoTrader. New cars, used cars, electric cars, maybe even flying cars. Okay, no flying cars, but as soon as they get invented, they'll be on AutoTrader. Just you wait. AutoTrader.
Vanderbilt is selling 4-inch pieces of the goalpost for $1,000 a piece to pay the $100,000 fine.
Jesus, I would pay $1,000 to have a 4-inch piece. Okay.
And now, Cheese Wits.
Man, I got in here just in time.
Yeah, you did.
Whew. Let me start my recording. Because I'm recording you guys.
Yeah, you probably should, because my computer's being a dick.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that something?
Possibly I'm in a shit mood today, so.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Gosh, Wally, does today end in Y, Wally?
That doesn't like you, Jess.
I wouldn't have expected it any other day.
I know. Lord, oh Lord. Okay, there we go. You know, so I have peoples in Florida. Particularly they're my wife's peoples, but they're by association my peoples.
Of course.
My fucking wife's sister is a fucking doodle.
Oh Christ, here we fucking go.
No. So my wife's sister lives in one of the counties that's near Tampa, and get the hell out of here county. And it's a retirement community. My wife's sister's in her 70s.
Mm-hmm.
And she says, well, we live in our house is made from bricks, so we're safe.
I voted for Trump. I'm safe.
Yes, she did. You can
go.
Your ass, she did.
That storm ain't gonna get me.
I saw a video of a man inside his house in a kayak.
Come fucking on.
This was after Milton hadn't hit yet. It was Helene, and his house the water was super, super deep, and he was in his house, lights ablaze. The power was on, but his house was flooded, and he was floating in a kayak.
Shut the fuck up. Oh my God.
Now, I did see a video from a woman who tried to evacuate, and they got almost to Georgia, but there was no gas, and there was super heavy traffic, like nobody was moving. And so they had to decide whether they wanted to risk getting caught in the hurricane in their car or go back home. So they went back home.
I would have kept going to Georgia. If they're almost in Georgia, keep going to Georgia.
If you're not moving, then you're not going to get to Georgia, I think was the point.
They should have planned better. I really seriously have I don't want to see anybody get hurt or drown or anything. But what the fuck, people? When they tell you 3 weeks in advance, hey, we got some shit coming, you may want to make a consideration. And then 2 weeks ago, you fucking nailed by Helene. I mean, you'd probably figure it out. Stop listening to the fucking idiot that's telling you, you're fine. The government's the one that sucks. It's not.
Don't feel like it's just as easy as that, though, because it does cost money to evacuate, right? And some people don't have that.
No, it's all right. Turn around. You're going to get $750 from FEMA. Turn around.
Yeah, and that's such bullshit too. So has anybody ever been on the? So I've been on the receiving end of the $750.
Is that what you kids call it?
No, we got.
Aha.
When we had the thing up here, the first thing FEMA says when you contact them, Do you have a place to stay? Do you have food and water? Do you need medication? If not, we can put $750 in your account right now so you can get a hotel to stay, and we'll be out ASAP to inspect your That's exactly what they fucking do.
Right.
So I said,
the people who are complaining about it think that it begins and ends at the 750 and that's all that's happening.
No. So
have you seen that FEMA actually put up a page on their website to address these rumors because they're getting so bad?
My neighbor, I think we got $6,000 to fix our driveway and remove trees and stuff. It costs a little more than that, but that's what they gave us. What they wouldn't do is give us. We wanted to put something in the basement to improve the drainage, and they said no, we can't make improvements. We can only bring you back to where you were. I mean, you don't know.
Yeah.
We had flooding in the basement, so
I mean, if the improvement would prevent them having to give you money the next time, I would. Right. I feel like that's a reasonable ask.
Yeah. Right. So this was put a new sump system in there, and it didn't already exist. It would be something new. So it would.
Yeah.
My neighbor, I think they paid about $20,000 to them to have they have a much longer driveway, or they have a road. They raised it up. They did all kinds of. FEMA was and this took less than 2 weeks for everything to take place from FEMA. Every fucking time I called them, they picked up the phone. Every fucking time. The big gripe around here during that time was, because it was a declared disaster area, was that people were on the facial town page. There's some foreigners in my yard with out-of-state plates that say they're from FEMA. And they have a badge that says FEMA, but I don't trust it.
Were they colored?
They were Puerto Rican.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
They spoke Spanish.
Very suspicious.
Yes. So the guy who came to our house and inspected the next day, he was here the next day. I called them. They said blah 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 blah. Okay, we'll make an appointment. They call me back. Okay, he's going to be there 3:00 tomorrow. Fine. The guy was here just a little before 3. We walked the property, and he and I spoke because that's what I kind of do. I speak to people. He was from Puerto Rico because he had an accent. I said, "Oh, so where are you from? Are you from, southern part of the state or around here, or where are you from?" He goes, no, I'm from Puerto Rico, blah, 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 blah. And it was just fine. So I, again, was telling my friends, "Oh, he's from Puerto Rico. Well, why aren't they using Americans?"
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Well, listen, I want to ask you a question, sir. You're Puerto Rico, right? Yeah. How long have you been colored? I'm just curious.
Because first you're American, and then suddenly you turn colored.
That's it. And did you hear? She's got a Jamaican accent too. More on that later. Back to Wally.
So something you mean that nothing would know, and the average Jamoke should know that Puerto Ricans are Americans.
Mm-hmm.
But what I did is since January, I believe the date is January 13th, 1941. Anybody born after that date, January 13th, 1941 and beyond in Puerto Rico, anybody born is an American citizen. Mm-hmm. Because I guess that's when we made the thing with them.
Wait a minute. So them before Alaska? Wait a minute. I don't like this.
Well, they weren't
math.
a state before that. They became a division of our country.
Oh, a division of our country. As in, go ahead.
I guess provincial.
Go ahead and vote. It doesn't fucking count.
They're
You're
a department of the Americas.
A
they're
department.
provincial. I think they're a province of the U.S. or I don't know what the technical term is, but that's when we created that whole relationship with them. But God damn it, people are fucking lost. And then I'm looking on the facial page, I'm looking at people gathering to. What is with it with people and shitting?
What?
What?
Fucking hoarding toilet paper again. They're showing pictures of people shopping for toilet paper.
Because Kimberly Clark had made in fucking, in Indiana or something.
My friend actually works for, she works in the, she works for a company that delivers pallets to the companies that ship things around the country to stores, right? So she is the first one saying to me, why the fuck are people hoarding toilet paper? I can promise you, even with the hurricane, the port strike, toilet paper is going to be fine. It will still be there. And then she mentioned coffee could be a problem. And I was like, no, I will cut a bitch.
No, coffee will be. So of the things that could be a problem in this country, toilet paper is not one of them. It's one of the things we actually make in this country. We make shit to pick up shit. Mm-hmm. We don't make a lot of other shit, but we make that shit.
That's why I posted. That's why I posted is because there's a sign in Kroger now, and I took a picture of it when I was there over the weekend, saying because of current demand, you can only buy X amount of toilet paper at one time. There was another sign I didn't take a picture of that was the same for bottled water. You can only buy X amount at one time. And so I posted a picture of the toilet paper one, and I said, does the idea of a strike give you all diarrhea? Because that is the only explanation for why you are doing this right now.
Well, and Costco won't take anything back either.
Yeah.
If you look at that, they won't return any bit of it. So you're kind of screwed.
No, my friend's husband bought, he panicked and bought 2 45-roll boxes.
Mm-hmm.
Of toilet paper.
Well, so, I mean, what's it matter? So he's going to have shit paper for a while. Okay.
So let me ask you.
Yeah. Well, when she sent that picture thinking it was so funny, I was like, listen, motherfuckers, when I can't find it in the store here, I will be calling you and asking you to send me some of yours.
So how long does a typical roll of toilet paper last?
I don't know.
What do you think? Maybe a week?
I can tell you the average roll, which is supposed to last a week, I'm not average. So about 3 days.
All right, so 3 days, but let's go with the week.
Mm-hmm.
That most people would eat a week.
Mm-hmm.
He bought 90 weeks of toilet paper.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
How long does he think the country's going to be out of fucking commission?
Listen, you don't know what's going to happen November 6th, okay? You have no idea.
I got to tell you, the closer we get to it, the more worried I get.
Oh, the more terrified that I get. You know, you sit here and wonder, God, what's going to happen? And you know what? If he doesn't win, it's going to be a civil fucking war. If he does win, it's going to be a civil fucking war.
Mm-hmm.
The thing is, so it's almost like sporting. It's almost like a sport event. If he doesn't win and he only loses by the same as he did the last time, it will be fucked up. If she crushes him, then it should be probably better. It would be better if we cheated so well that he won no states.
But if he crushes her, not that I'm saying this can happen, but you know, look, I've seen a man satisfy a camel. I've seen lots of things. So if he has a landslide, what the fuck happens then?
I don't know, because I'm not going to lose my shit if he wins.
I can't move to Canada because it's too fucking cold and I refuse. So
like they'd have you.
I will be disappointed.
They would have me.
Why would they have you?
Listen, I have at least 2 fans in Canada. Possibly 3.
And I think they're both made by the Hunter Company. Okay. I'm pretty sure that they're ceiling fans. And that's about it.
They will defend me.
Yeah, they'd have you because, well, like a lot of native Canadians, fair skin, sort of gingery hair.
Mm-hmm.
That is a more Canadian look than I have.
Oh, there's actually a test here. Hold on, I'm trying to grab this off of Facebook, Jess. Okay, I need you to say something for me. Okay, are you ready? Now, is this a test to get into Canada?
Mm-hmm.
Tim Hortons, eh?
Wait, let me try.
Go ahead.
Duncan, nope, sorry. Let me try it again.
Oh, you're fucked.
Duncan. No, I can't. It's Duncan for me.
And you know what they're going to tell you in Canada? They're going to say, you know what? You go south with the rest of the coloreds, lady. That's what you do. Okay? That's what you do.
Speaking of sporting events.
Mm-hmm.
So Vanderbilt, which is here in Nashville.
What's his name?
His name? What?
I don't know what sport you're talking about, but go ahead.
Well, I was talking about college football.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Where Vanderbilt was fined $100,000 by the SEC because the fans rushed the field when they won.
And took the goalpost?
They not only did they take down the goalpost, these motherfuckers carried it 3 miles down into downtown Nashville and threw them into the river. And the police were like, oh, let the kids have their fun. And then the fire department had to come out and fish the goalposts out of the river.
Yes.
And now Vanderbilt is selling 4-inch pieces of the goalpost for $1,000 a piece to pay the $100,000 fine.
Jesus, I would pay $1,000 to have a 4-inch piece. Okay. There's no question in my mind about that. Tell me where to send my fucking check.
Yeah, I read that shit. I think, and they still estimate they're gonna still pocket about $250,000 beyond the $100,000.
Yeah,
as they should.
Mm-hmm.
It's fucking fantastic.
Yeah.
Right? Now, see, why can't the rest of America have fun like that? Why can't we just have a Trump goalpost and a Harris goalpost, and whoever wins gets to get the other goalpost and throw it in the ocean?
We get to go through and go say, fuck you, team.
I really am.
Well, I
really
feel like
have
when the goalpost that Trump supporters tore down the last time was the Capitol. So
yes, that's it right there.
That's why we can't have fun like that.
Yeah, because they're fucking nuts. My cousin keeps posting shit that's it's just so vile. It's complete. Like, I want to just say to her horrible things, but it's not just not me to do that. But I also don't want to fucking yell about this shit to people on fucking Facebook. Like, because you have to defend you have to defend everything. Like everything. There's so much. You look at it and you just look at it and go, what the fuck are you talking about? What country do you live in? And I'll tell you, my cousin talks about how the economy's terrible and people can't afford stuff. And every fucking other week she's posting, oh, look at this great restaurant we went to. Oh, look I just came back from another cruise. You fucking life, you're hurting. And she also has no problem taking anybody's money because she's a travel agent, an independent travel agent. She has no problem taking anybody's money. She don't care if you're a fucking on Facebook, you're a dumb, unless you got enough money to pay $3,000 to get on a boat and get whatever fucking disease you get on the boat. Then you're fine. Hey, we're having a great ship, whatever. No, I am a little. I have some trepidation about what's going on. I didn't, and I just thought it was sort of jokey for a while. I don't think it's jokey anymore. I really think people have fucking lost their mind. And now with this whole thing. Oh, anyway, so the other person down in Florida we know, same situation. Oh, the government's lying to us. We're staying here. You think the Weather Channel's telling a story?
Well,
you think they're lying?
I mean, we have seen evidence of in past hurricanes, fucking Cantori standing out there in nothing. People are strolling by behind him as he's preparing, as he's pretending to be almost knocked over by the wind that's happening. And there's people strolling by in fucking flip-flops behind him, making it clear nothing's going on.
Right. Yes.
So yes, sometimes I do think the Weather Channel is lying to us.
Well, I think they're exaggerating to sell more Prevagen or whatever it is they sell on that channel.
Yeah, they got to keep you in a panic so you'll keep watching.
And what's he comes from radio.
Who, Cantor?
Yeah, Cantori comes from radio.
Yeah.
Cantor, what is it? Some Hamburg?
Yeah, I think he started in radio.
His name sounds like he probably came from Syracuse. Am I wrong?
Now
I got to look up where he's from.
Yeah, I sort of feel like maybe he went to Syracuse University. A lot of folks went to Syracuse University who are big names in broadcasting.
He's from Beacon Falls, Connecticut, graduated from Lyndon State College in 1986.
He worked in New Hampshire because I believe I worked at a radio station he worked at.
So he is not affiliated with Syracuse at all.
No, but Lyndon State, so New Hampshire. So, and I think he worked at the same station, was part of the same station that I worked at in New Hampshire before I got there.
Yeah.
Back when they had, like,
was he standing outside in puddles at the station or?
No, I think he was like, remember Altitude Lou? Altitude Lou McNally. He was our weather guy when we were in New York.
No.
You don't remember? We had Altitude Lou for a while when we had an outside weather guy who would call in the morning.
No.
Yes.
At KISS?
Yes.
No, that doesn't sound at all familiar to me.
We had Altitude Lou McNally. Yeah, he's from Maine.
I do not remember that at all.
He was ours in New Hampshire too. Oh yeah, we had Altitude Lou. I'm Altitude Lou McNally. Because the other stations had like TV people, and we had Altitude Lou.
Huh.
Yeah. Because he gave us a great deal.
No idea.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm forgetting so much shit lately. I don't know what the hell is going on. Last week, I had a recording session for a voiceover thing I was doing. Writer of an animated film. So he's on Zoom when I do my lines so that he can direct me the way that he wants the lines to be done, right?
Really?
We get through the whole thing. I say, I'm going to edit this up and I will send it over to you. And he says, okay, thanks. And we go on our business. And I do some other stuff and then shut everything down and leave the room. And hours later, I'm laying in bed and I'm thinking, oh, I forgot to send those files to the dude. Why don't I remember saving that file?
Oh, fuck me.
I didn't save the file. It was gone.
Fuck me.
It was gone. I had to do it I had to do it again. And I
would absolutely kill myself.
I was devastated. Like I had to send him a note and just say, I'm so sorry. The file did not get, I didn't go into details about how the file did not get saved. I just said, I'm so sorry. The file is gone and I am going to have to re-record the whole thing. And this guy is so cool. He just said, no worries, it happens. And so I did the lines to the best of my memory, the way that he directed me to do them. And then just said, if you need any of these done again, or you want to jump on a Zoom again, we can do that. Absolutely.
Wow.
He was so cool about it. But my mind, I don't know how that possibly happened. That is not a thing I would do.
Earlier today, I came home early. A little tired. Came home early. I had a sandwich, and then I grabbed a Hershey bar with almonds because I like Hershey bars. But I grabbed a Hershey bar with almonds. And then I said, "Oh, where is my cup?" And I couldn't find my big cup, my big silver insulated cup. Couldn't find it. Walked out into the garage, found it. I had left it out on the four-wheeler, but it took me 2 times to go out and get it. I got it, brought it in. I took it out of my car and put it on the four-wheeler for some reason. I can't tell you why. Came back in the house and said to Jody, "Where the hell is my candy bar?" I couldn't find the candy bar. And it took me 5 minutes to find the candy bar, which I put in my baseball cap on the table.
Okay,
Like
so you're getting old.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So you're getting old. But
I'm with you, Jess, but God damn it. This memory sucks.
Let me give you some more old real quick. Okay. My parents' Ford Explorer got stolen. Okay. Out of their driveway. And it's because my mom left her keys in it.
Recently?
Yeah, last Saturday, a week ago.
What?
Saturday. Yeah. And my parents, they're like, we got to get another car. We don't know what we're going to get. They've got a Grand Marquis in the driveway, a 2005. And they've got a van that doesn't work, so that's going to get towed off. And they got a PT Cruiser. They're older. They got to get something a little higher they can sit in. So I'm like, Dad, go ahead and get an 05 to 010 Explorer. That's what you're comfortable with. Get on Auto Trader, find one. He says, well, okay. I said, listen, but I've got this 15 Toyota Highlander. Why don't you sit in it and see if you like it, see if it's comfortable. And Mom and Dad get in the car. And they're at the bowling alley, and Dad says, well, can I drive it down to the end of the block? I'm like, yeah, sure, it's fine. So he drives it down the end of the block, parks, and says, you know what, son, this is very comfortable. It's very surprising. I can't believe how comfortable it is. And my mother says, it's the most uncomfortable fucking car I've ever been in my goddamn life, John. I can't get comfortable. And she got out of the car and started walking toward the Grand Marquis. The picture I just sent you is what she was sitting on. Okay.
Wait, I gotta open it up now.
So
you gotta open it up.
It's a cup, it's a charging cable, a pair of reading glasses, and a
5-hour energy.
5-hour energy. Okay.
And she couldn't get comfortable. She's wondering why she couldn't get comfortable.
Now, do those come standard in the Highlander, or
They come standard on my Highlander.
is that an upgrade?
That's a Chris grade.
No.
Yeah. So that's why she couldn't get comfortable though.
Unbelievable.
Because of that. So
how did she sit on the? Well, Chris, I don't mean to cast any aspersion to your mom.
No, go.
But I'm wondering about the cup. She didn't recognize she had a cup sticking up her ass?
No, but no idea. No idea.
Congrats to your dad.
Most uncomfortable goddamn car she's ever been in. And I'm like, you know what, bitch? Then go back in the time machine 50 years, get the fucking Carmen Gia and call it a life. Okay? That's fine. But Jesus, that's
a lot of shit.
Yeah. It got stolen right out of their driveway. They were doing smash and grabs in the neighborhood out in Olney, where nothing happens. Nothing happens in Olney. And that was one of 5 cars stolen in Olney the other night. And the neighbor's car, they did a smash and grab and went in and got like there's a PlayStation or something like that in there. And, one of the PS, whatever, the portable things, Nintendo thing, whatever it is.
The thing the kids play so the parents don't have to babysit them.
Right. So they got that. And then they came over to, my parents' house and, did a smash and grab because there was, I don't know, something in there. I don't know what it was. I think they saw like a Red Lobster gift certificate or something like that, honestly. And they grabbed it. But when they got in there and started rifling through shit, God damn it, they didn't find my mom's set of car keys sitting in there. So they just took the fucking car.
She left her keys in the car?
Mom left her keys in the middle compartment on her key ring for the beach because I never want to get locked out of that goddamn place. And I know there will always be a key in the car. But Mom, you put the key to the car in the car. You can't put the key to the car in the car.
Yeah.
She put the key to the car in the car.
I leave my keys in my, not as often as I used to, but occasionally I leave my keys in my car.
I mean, when I lived in Raleigh, safest place in the world, I left my keys in the ignition.
Oh, yes.
Okay? But not Montgomery County, not anymore. That is not the Montgomery County I grew up in.
When I go into the Hannaford, I went in the other day and I had left my keys in my car and my phone.
That's because you're a forgetful old cocksucker.
And came out 25 minutes later and my shit was still there. But I thought to myself, yeah, you cannot leave your phone in the car.
No, you can't.
Even worse than leaving your keys in the car is leaving your phone in the car.
No, because if somebody can see your phone through the window, they're going to break into your shit.
Yeah, and all your shit is on your phone.
Yeah.
If they take your car, it's insured, and it's just a car. If they take your phone, it's your bank account, it's your credit card, it's everything.
Mm-hmm.
It's all your shit.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just you can't do that. And I hate to think. I don't hate to think it, but it does bug me that I have to be fucking so conscious of that you can't leave your shit laying around.
I actually don't even, like, when I get in the car, the very first thing I do is lock the doors. And I disabled, when you have the auto lock.
I know what you're saying.
When the default is when the car shuts off, all the doors unlock. I disabled that.
Me too.
All of the doors stay locked until I am prepared for only my door to be unlocked.
Wow.
Unless somebody else needs to get out.
Conversely, I figured out something in the car. The in the Hyundai, not in the Toyota, in the Hyundai, the window lock button, the child lock button,
Yeah.
it also locks the back doors and locks the back windows and locks the passenger window.
Oh.
Okay. So I let this rip ass fucking fart after demolishing some Taco Bell the other day. And her brother was in the front seat, Jenna's in the back, and our friend James is in the back of the car. And I just silently like lifted and just like, and it was one of the ones that, a dog would have heard because it was, okay. And these guys in the back of the car, after I put my ass back down, probably 10, 15 seconds. What the fuck did you run over? What the fuck is it? Open the the fucking window. I want the goddamn windows open. And, oh my God, my throat hurts. Yeah. Yeah.
I am aware of this technique because when my children were quite young, when my grandchildren were quite young, I would lock. When I felt a good one coming, I would activate the child lock so that nobody could open a window in the back seat, and I would let rip. And it was the same thing. About 15 seconds later, it'd be like, Papa! And just losing their shit. And then Jody would say, "You better unlock that shit right now," because she couldn't open her window either.
Mm-hmm.
I would do the same God blessed thing. Jess, I'm the same place that you are now. I have it set up so that when I stop somewhere or we get out of the car, only the driver's side door unlocks. I get in and I immediately lock the door again.
Yep. And my key fob works where if I hit it once, it only unlocks the driver's side door.
Right.
I have to hit it twice to unlock all of the doors. Specifically because I just don't want to get fucking carjacked.
Yeah, mine is. So the other day, I did a delivery the other day, and Jess, you came to mind, and you came to mind because I see you have a look on your face like I'm gonna. No, it is not what you think it is. I got to the location and it was an empty field. It was So sometimes in deliveries, people will give you an address that doesn't exist, or it will be an abandoned place. Sound familiar, Jess? Think of pizza delivery.
Oh no, that was an actual.
I know, so this wasn't. But this is what some people will do sometimes. So I was delivering. I had some Home Depot shit that I was doing a delivery for Home Depot. And I got to the location, and there was no such location. And then I contact the vendor, and the vendor says this and blah blah blah. And the person wants me to go to a second address, and I said nope, sorry, no, because it's a fucking scam. They're trying to get you a loan so that you can get carjacked.
I should probably explain what you were talking about with me, though, right?
Yeah, you can.
So. When I was working at Kiss with Wally, I was not making enough money to live on. And so I had a second job delivering pizza for Pizza Hut. And one night there was a delivery for an apartment on the top floor of an apartment building. And this apartment complex, you would go inside the building and then go up or down the stairs to get to the apartments in there. And when I got in there was a guy, I could see him at the top of the first flight of stairs, and he looked like he was knocking on the door that was right there. And I didn't pay any attention to him. And he had like his hood up over his head. It didn't occur to me that would be any kind of problem. And he started to come down the stairs as I started to come up the stairs, and he grabbed the handles of the pizza bag that I was carrying and continued sort of down the stairs. And I started laughing like I thought he was just fucking with me. And I turned around, and my hand is still on the pizza bag and his hand is on the pizza bag. And I turn around and see a second guy coming up from the basement. And I like sort of let go of the pizza bag, and the second guy grabs my arm and pulls me down into the basement. And one guy like walks away with the pizzas, and then the other guy says, "Give me all the money." And we had this, Pizza Hut gives you these little apron things to put with the pockets in the front to put your money in. And I just reached in and I handed him every bit of cash that was in there. And they didn't realize, I guess, that for this exact reason, you cash in after every delivery. So all they were getting was my tips. They weren't getting any of the cash that, people paid for their pizzas with. And this was in the 90s. So it wasn't like you're paying online.
Right. And the pizza was like $6 too back then.
Yeah. So I handed him all the cash, and there wasn't maybe $20 in there. And he said, "That's not everything." And I was like, "There's change here. You can have all of the change. Here, just take the whole apron." And he went through all of my pockets and then said, "Get in your car and drive away."
Man.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, I would have been fucking terrified.
Yeah. Well, as you know, Wally, I couldn't leave my house by myself for a really long time after that.
Fucking, it is terrifying shit.
Wally had to come to my house in the morning and walk me to my car so that I could go to work.
You know what? I was a fucking good guy. What happened to me? What the fuck happened to me?
Yeah.
When did I become such an asshole? God damn. Yeah, I remember, and it just, it's fucking, people are fucking just crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Just crazy. And this is why I live in the country.
And those guys hit a couple of other pizza places that same night too.
Man, oh man.
Wow. So Wally, at the end of the day, Wally, what was on the pizza?
That's pretty good. No, I can't for the life of me understand why people do those kinds of things. Like, I just don't live in a world that looks at that shit and goes, "Oh, that's a good idea." I don't understand.
I don't understand having the energy to plan all of that, because they absolutely are the ones who called for those pizzas to be delivered. Like, at no point did somebody say, "Hey, where's my pizza?" Because those were the guys who ordered it.
The almost the only place you could do that now is like my delivery to the abandoned location.
Yeah.
Because every fucking place I go to now is all cameraed up.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the middle of the fucking wood. There are some places I go to that, and I mean in the middle of nowhere, they've got cameras on the trees as you drive into their, half-mile long driveway.
Yeah.
And you walk in, you go in, and they've got the sign up says you're on it, and you look up, and sure and shit, there's a remote camera.
Mm-hmm.
And it's because they don't have to be wired; they're wireless now, or they'll have some game cameras
Trail cam.
up. Yeah, they'll have track cams or whatever, but most of them have the cameras that are wireless, and you can just connect to them, and they're just battery or they've got a solar battery on them or whatever it is. But you just can't get away with that kind of shit so much anymore. I know people still get away with bullshit.
Yeah. But still the idea that, like, the other day, somebody from the water company was here because my water bill it's normally like $22 or something. And this time it was $84. And so I called them and I was like, this isn't, which, first of all, why do I have to call you and tell you that that's a red flag? My water bill has never, in the history of me getting water from the city of Nashville, it's never been more than $25. It's $82. Why do I have to call you and tell you something's wrong?
You know what? Hold on one second.
I know
because
why.
you know what? Because they don't know you didn't just put a pool in the ground. They have no idea.
That's true, I guess.
They have no idea. They have no idea if
The
you're
other way
feeding
is
all the
somebody
feral
else-
dogs.
Somebody's going to say, "Why are you monitoring my shit?" Like
Yeah,
they
that's
do
true.
when people monitor their electricity to figure out they're growing weeds.
So I call them and I say, my bill is about 4 times higher than normal. And she says, we'll send somebody out to investigate. After they do, if they determine, they'll determine whether it's on our side or your side. If it's our side, you'll get a adjusted bill. If it's your side, you have to pay to fix whatever the problem is. And then let us know you fixed it and we'll adjust your bill. Fine. Guy comes out. I have no notice. I have no idea when he's coming, right? But I happen to be sitting on the couch when he gets here at like 9 a.m. And I see the flashing lights outside my house.
Flashing lights?
Yeah, because he's got the yellow caution lights on the top of his truck.
Wow.
And I stand up and I look out there. And
wait, Jess, can I set the tone? Jess quickly stands up and pulls her panties back up. Go ahead, Jess. Continue.
You're such a child. I look out the window. He's already got the thing in the ground open and he's reaching down in there. And I'm like, well, I guess he probably turned my water off before he started doing whatever he's doing over there. And I went in the kitchen and I tried, and sure enough, it was off. Now, nobody has told me that they're about to turn my water off. I could have been in the middle of a shower. They didn't know. Could have been anything.
Jess, she stood up and played with her engorged clitoris.
So there's no warning whatsoever. He works however long he works. He has replaced something. When he comes up to the door to put the tag on the door, of course, my doorbell notifies me that someone is on my porch. So I go out to get the tag. I say, thank you. And he turns around and says, oh, I knocked earlier, but no one answered. So I just started working. Sir, I have a Ring doorbell. No, you
Did you look down?
Didn't.
Did you see if his pants were on fire?
I did. They were on fire for sure.
See, that's it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So what do you think? He might have knocked on like the porch post.
No, because I have the camera records all motion and then notifies me if people come like up close to the porch.
Right.
So he didn't come near the porch.
He lied.
He definitely lied. He got out of the truck and immediately started working and shut off my water and didn't tell me shit.
So what was the end result? What'd you find out?
He had to replace the meter and some leaky something or other, and so my bill will be adjusted.
And then she satisfied him orally. It was a great day for everybody.
Maybe if he had knocked before shutting off the water.
He was satisfied orally.
He didn't come to my porch, so he ain't coming on me either.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just right.
Yep.
Oh, lordy.
But just don't lie. There's a camera on you and you can see it. So don't lie.
Yes. Well, you know what, Jess? I think what you're going to have to do now is call the water company back and now suggest that they wear cop cams on their uniform. Because he didn't knock. I want to see his camera.
And now the Tennessee Valley Authority is never going to advertise on this show. Good job.
No, you know what? I thought I read something about Tennessee that was good the other day. I thought I read something, and it was something good that the Tennessee state government did that was a good turn for the people. Because normally your governor's a fucking dickhead, right?
Right.
He's a fucking moron.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought I read something where there was something good that happened. Nah, probably not. It was probably a dream.
That's probably another state.
Yeah. It was some state next door.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't remember. So we have had, we have had the weather. You know how much it costs for the fucking Weather Channel? Like they want you.
It's included in my basic cable, Wally.
Yeah, mine too. Thank goodness, because I didn't know it was. I went to their app, and I think it was $5.99 a month or something. Like, how often do you think I'm
just
gonna
for
look?
weather?
Yes, but for the Weather Channel, because you may want to watch the Weather Channel more than when there's just a bad storm. You may want to watch it just to. Well, dude, that Jim Gantori really gets me going. Let me put that on. Woo-hoo.
No.
Yeah.
No, not
but
going to
yeah,
do
it
it.
is included, but it has been on most of the day, and I was watching something before we started the show, and Jody said, "Hey, can we put the Weather Channel back on?" She's loved it. For Jody, I think the Weather Channel is like Lifetime Network right now because it's bad stuff happening with pretty people telling you about it. There's a lot of the Weather Channel also does reenactments, and they do reenactments. I'm watching it this morning before I left, like at 5:00 this morning, and they've got like a cartoony sort of showing of flooding with stuff floating in it and stuff. I'm like, Why don't you show some real pictures of that shit?
I was going to say, what? You can't find any real video of houses floating down rivers?
You don't have any stock footage of this? You had to, do an animation? It's fucking ridiculous.
My mother used to watch the Weather Channel religiously and then call me, like when I lived in Texas, if there was severe weather anywhere in the state of Texas, regardless of whether it was close to me, she would call me. Are you okay?
Not realizing that. Did you say something, Jess?
I said, yes, Mother, I'm fine.
Oh, okay. I thought that I saw your mouth move, but I didn't hear any noise. I thought something happened first.
Yes, our dream.
I was in bliss for a second.
Mm-hmm.
Did she just mouth fuck you? Isn't that weird?
That is weird. So unlike
your mother
me.
not realizing Texas is about the size of most other Scandinavian countries.
But she knows.
Yeah, well, I mean, look, I got my mother, telling me on the phone yesterday, well, you have to watch out for that hurricane, Christopher. Mom, I'm going to be in New York City. You can never be too sure. What?
As you guys know how I grew up, my mother would call me and say, hey, there's a storm here. Could you please go there? Yes, it was pointed out to me. There's a large forest fire at this location. Could you please go there?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what I would have gotten. I didn't get warnings of, hey, be safe. Hey, you're too safe. You should go here. You gotta get out of that location and get on over there and get in the middle of the fire. Yeah, I am. So, just back to the storm real quick. So my feeling a little bit about it. If you have been told to evacuate and you don't evacuate and you get fucked up,
fuck you.
Too fucking bad for you.
That's exactly right. It's like that story about the guy on top of the house. You don't know the story about the guy on top of the house?
Yes.
Yeah, it's like that story, It's like, okay, God's going to help me. I don't need the ambulance. God's going to help me. I don't need the boat. God's going to help me. I don't need the helicopter. Why am I dead, God? Well, I sent you a fucking helicopter.
Right.
Okay.
Yes, it is exactly like that. Yeah, that's what they fucking tell you. And I'm listening. I think it was Ron DeSantis I heard today. It was either Ron DeSantis or the mayor of Orlando say, listen, if when the winds get above 45 miles per hour and you haven't left, too bad for you. We're not coming to get you. And we don't come out, we don't send our people out until the winds get below 45 miles per hour. And that's the way it should be.
I mean, sure. Just let all the poor people and the elderly people who don't have any place to go or any money to go anywhere, just let them die because they didn't try hard enough.
But look, at least you understand, Jess. That's
It's not just the poor and the elderly.
No, it's not. But you didn't say if you choose not to go. You said if you don't evacuate, fuck you, you get what you deserve. And not everybody has that option.
Okay, let me add to it. If you own a home and you decide not to leave because you're protecting your brick house, fuck you.
Yes, fuck those people, absolutely.
So let me add that little caveat in there. And the rest of you who can't afford to, get to the shelter. Though I do have a friend down there she was writing on Facebook that she has 7, I know she has horses. She has a little horse ranch. She says, I have 7 horses and a dozen cats, and I'm not sure what I can do. Well, there isn't anything you can do. I understand that, but you might have to get yourself out of there because you're probably not going to be saving any horses if you leave yourself in that way. So that is a
terrible situation.
Huh?
It's just a terrible situation.
Well, it is, but fucking move inland. I don't mean that for real, Jess. Bite your tongue. It was
bite my tongue?
It was just a cynical.
Have we met?
Thing.
Fucking bite my tongue.
But I'm happy here. Like. I'm glad we don't get that kind of shit here.
Yeah.
It's not something I consider, but now that I look at the shit, I say, man, that's maybe something you got to consider before you fucking decide to, move to a beautiful place. Because let's face it, the Carolinas are a great place to live, especially the Outer Banks and stuff.
Yeah.
And parts of Florida. A lot of Florida is a shithole.
Mm-hmm.
That should also be said, that a lot of Florida is a shithole.
Yeah.
And so Florida is not all that beautiful everywhere. It's only beautiful on the coast, and there's a lot of coast. But yeah, you got to consider that kind of stuff now. Is this hurricane area? Is this, earthquake area? I guess you don't consider earthquake too much, because I lived when I lived in LA, one earthquake.
I mean, I know people who won't move down here because there's tornadoes.
That ain't the only reason why I ain't moving down there, Jess.
That ain't the only reason I wouldn't move down there either.
I feel like your people are here, Chris.
No, I think there's some of those people there, but there's some of them other people there too, Jess.
I hate to break it to you, Chris, but they let them in everywhere these days.
Oh, no.
Except Maine, I guess.
Let them in. When we have our meetings in the robes, they don't allow them in.
Yeah,
the Nazis were just here marching downtown.
I
For
know
real?
I was.
A couple months ago. Yeah.
What?
Yeah, they were down there with their fucking masks over their faces, hiding their faces, walking right through the tourists and holding up signs over the interstate and everything.
Hey, you know
We're
what?
fine
Look,
with
if you
them
wanna
here
be
in Tennessee. We just got to worry about those drag queens. The Nazis are fine. They're not hurting.
Look,
That's freedom
first
of
of all,
speech, the Nazis.
If you want to be a white supremacist, as far as I'm concerned, that is your right. My grandparents fought for that right. That is your right. But you know what? Show your fucking face.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Say it with your whole
your
fucking
face.
chest.
Wear it proud, motherfucker.
Mm-hmm.
If you're gonna be a racist pig, wear it proud.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had them. We had them here as well. We had them maybe 8 or 9 years ago when we had that a big influx of Somali refugees, and the Proud Boys or some racist organization showed up and did the same thing, hung signs over bridges, marched downtown Portland, oh, you got to get rid of these blacks. They're tainting our people. Dude, you got to understand that you're in Portland, Maine. This is one of the most liberal places on the East Coast.
Mm-hmm.
This is like little fucking San Francisco. I mean, it's very liberal. There are other parts of Maine which are completely not liberal or very conservative. Maine is a great sort of a good state for that. There are some very conservative areas of this state and some very liberal areas of the state, but nobody fights. Nobody yells at each other for anything. I drive to places. I am in communities where Trump signs and those big Trump banners, and people had the fucking black flag and the upside down flag and the Trump flag and the fucking big porch signs, and they're all fine. They don't run out to me and say, who are you supporting? Nobody gets pissed at me.
If you had a Kamala Harris magnet on the side of your car, I bet you'd get a little bit more attention.
No, listen, I was the other day and I was listening to NPR. I was listening to an NPR show.
Here it comes. Your liberal bullshit. This is exactly what I'm talking about.
I was listening to a liberal bullshit program, and the guy came out to get his stuff and to help me unload flooring. And it's playing and it's loud, and he never said what the fuck, and he had his Trump flag out there. Nothing. We just got it done, and he said, oh, thanks a lot. Gave me $20 tip, which I didn't need, but I was like thankful for, and away I went. Shot at me on the way out the door.
Yeah. So otherwise it was fine.
Yeah, it just doesn't. I don't understand the people who are so fucking angry about this stuff that I was reading yesterday, reading on somebody's talking about their family. Mm-hmm. They're talking about their family, how I don't talk with my sister anymore, and she's not my friend on Facebook anymore. You can tell we're old when they talk about Facebook. They're older because she supports Harris. Really, this is what broke up your family. Your sister supports Harris, so now you've unfriended her on Facebook. The ultimate the ultimate teenage thing to do. Unfriend somebody.
Mm-hmm.
It's unbelievable. Oh, Daphne turned 11 this week. Turned 11 last week. We had a birthday party for her.
Happy birthday, Daphne.
The unbelievable language that these kids use. Like, I can't even, not foul language, just their word. Like, fire is not, they don't use fire anymore. They use some other fucking word. Like, preppy means good in the language they're using. And there's a couple of other words they're using. I say, what does that mean? And they're explaining to us what these words mean. Like, why don't you just say the word?
So it's not groovy anymore?
Groovy might come back. Who knows?
Yeah, Groovy's going to come back. Look, Wally, you're never going to make fetch happen. You're never going to make it happen. Okay, that's not, and number one. So the Trump guy, after listening, he heard you have NPR on. He shot at you. You said?
Oh, sorry, it wasn't Sigma. There's another word they use. Sigma. That means something's really good.
Wait, did I just cut off? Is he listening to the goddamn conversation?
He wasn't listening. He was talking to somebody else in the other room.
I was talking to somebody way more important than you.
Oh, no, I was asking. I said, Wally, when you were listening to NPR, the Trump guy, you said he shot at you?
Yeah. No, yeah.
Okay.
He shot eyes.
Well, I mean, since you were listening to NPR, I guess it was a pretty good day, all things considered. See what I did there?
You see what he did there?
Yeah, I think I was listening to Science Friday. That's what I was listening to. Yeah, Sigma is one of their words they use. Sigma means something's really good. Why don't you just say it's real? I don't remember way back in the day using different words or established words. Like groovy means groovy. I understand it, but established words
Rad.
to replace words. Right? So they're using established words.
We used rad. We used, I don't know what other fucking words we used.
Well, rad was just a short word for radical, right?
But it was but we used it to say, like when something was rad, it was because it was really cool.
Yeah. But yes, radical, but it was just it wasn't an entirely different word. I mean, I think of radical as being out of the ordinary, cool.
But what does Sigma mean? Those are different things.
What is Sigma? Well, radical is kind of cool. What does Sigma mean?
I don't know. You should probably ask
the guys at Delta House. It's a letter in the Greek alphabet.
Yeah. Ask the guys at Lambda. They'll tell you.
Yeah, they were using half of the language I didn't understand.
Well, that's exactly the whole point, Wally. They're trying to talk in a way that keeps the adults from knowing what's going on.
Duh.
Yeah. That's always been what teenagers do. It's always what teenagers are going to do. And as soon as the adults figure out the word.
Sigma means a cool dude.
As soon as the adults figure out the word, they're going to come up with a different word.
Oh, what
was the thing you said they didn't say things weren't, what'd you say, lit or?
No, yeah, fire. They weren't using fire was not the word they use anymore.
That's because you found out about fire, Wally. And by the time Wally knows that a word is being used for something, they're like, we gotta get a new word.
I absolutely.
Is anybody using Sigma?
So here's what I assume, though, after listening to these 11 and 12-year-old girls talk, what I assumed is, or what I learned is, they have gotten no smarter than we were at their age. They are just as stupid as we were.
Even with all the access to information in the world. By the way, I found out this past week, did you know that Google... So the reason I even looked anything up was because I was watching an episode of Kimmy Schmidt. and somebody, the Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt, and somebody in it said, Google is just go ogle. And I went, what? And that had never occurred to me. And then, so I looked up, was Google originally from go ogle? No, Google was originally called back rub.
Really?
Can you imagine if they had kept that? Well, you just got to back rub it to get more information. Back rub it to find out more.
Backrub.com later on.
Get me one of those. Well, Jess, so you brought up a really good point by saying with all of the technology and information they have at their fingertips, they are perhaps dumber than we were at their age.
You know what else? I saw an ad. I was trying to watch something on YouTube and I had to sit through this fucking Grammarly ad.
Yeah, fuck that.
Have you seen these ads where it's targeted at college students and they have this thing you can subscribe to with Grammarly?
Yeah.
Where it has AI to help you write your essays.
Yeah.
And I was like, are you fucking kidding me right now? They're just saying that out loud? With Grammarly, you can cheat.
For essay?
For essays. Not
WOW.
When essay comes over the border, he uses AI to sound American.
That's not the essay he was talking about.
No.
Yeah, that's rude. That's just Wally. That's fucking rude.
Yeah. That's inappropriate, Wally.
OMG. Yeah. No, yeah. I fucking hate those Grammarly ads. And I hate when I'm writing something and you go over, I made a misspelling. Let me go. And all of a sudden the Grammarly pops up and you get this info. Stop. And you can't fucking disengage it.
I've never had that. Grammarly doesn't pop up.
I have when I'm writing. So when I do text, when I'm texting online, because I joined
Do you mean
phone.
autocorrect pops up?
No. Grammarly pops up and says, and it'll redline some shit out. And because it's part of Word or something, but it'll redline shit out, or it'll give you another suggestion on how to write it differently, or it'll say, "Oh, if you subscribe to Grammarly, blah 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 blah." I don't want to subscribe. And I think one time I used it for correcting. I was writing along something, and I said, "Yeah, okay, I'll use this to check my work." And now I can't fucking get rid of it. It pops up. It doesn't pop up all the time. Every now and again it pops up. How the fuck just like there's a coupon thing that pops up too sometimes when I'm shopping on and it's embedded in it. It's my fault. I'll shop something and say, "Oh, we'll let you know if the price goes down."
Capital One shopping.
It's called spyware, Wally. Spyware.
No,
that's what it's called.
No,
that's what it's called.
I'm using the Norton get rid of it.
Well, speaking of getting rid of it, I'm going to get rid of this call. I've taken an hour off of work to off of the show floor to talk to you folks. I am in New York City. I am at the Javits Center on the corner of I think 11th and something.
Isn't the Javits Center so nice, right?
Oh, it's huge. It's huge. I am walking back on the escalators through the Crystal Palace now.
And it's beautiful. Yeah, the Javits Center is beautiful.
Beautiful.
It's very nice. Well, have a fabulous time.
I will try.
I'm surprised you were able to say anything out of the ordinary there.
Well, because I actually went. Have you ever been in Javits, Wally?
A couple of times.
Okay. I walked out of the convention floor, down the first set of escalators, down the second set of escalators, walked into the part of the convention center they're not using, and sat on the benches over there.
Smart.
Look at Chris.
Because you can probably hear it in the background. You can probably
say it again, Jess.
Huh?
Very smart.
I hear that very often. Say it again.
Smart.
Yeah, I will fucking smart you. Okay. Do you not hear all the people? I'm walking back in here.
Oh yeah, so you got to stop talking.
Yeah, well, not really. I mean, once I get back to the booth, which is like 1.5 miles from here. So.
Hey, Jess, is that new? The live one logo, is that new?
Yeah.
And I saw a WFRE back there too.
Yep.
Wow. Yeah. Somebody had new things done.
Yeah, you can order quilts, like just individual quilt squares. And I thought I should put the station that I did the biggest stuff at on the quilt. And there are a couple of stations on here multiple times. So I covered up those. One with WFRE, and then I figured, why not put the logo for the company I'm working at now behind me for when I do videos.
Look at us.
There you go. And just think, when you get fired, that logo is going to be put behind you too, Jess.
Yeah, when I get fired, it's just pinned on there. I can take it right back off.
There you go. All right, I'll talk to you all next week.
All right, bye guys.